What separates someone who works their entire life and never makes ends meet from someone who builds real wealth with the same resources? Here's a hint. It's not money, it's not luck, and it's not the family you were born into. It's something much more powerful and much closer than you think. Today we're going to talk about the 5 most important differences between a rich mindset and a poor mindset. And when I say mindset, I'm not talking about empty self-help. I'm talking about real behaviors documented by studies from Harvard, researchers like Dweck from Stanford, and investigator Thomas Corley, who spent 5 years studying the habits of rich and poor people. Stay until the end, because difference number 5 is the one that changes how you see money the most. And if at some point you identify with the poor mindset, and you probably will, don't worry. If this kind of content brings you value, drop a like right now. It helps us reach more people who need this message. Before we get into the differences, I need to tell you something important that many content creators leave out. Mindset isn't everything. Studies by economist Thomas Piketty show that factors like where you were born, access to education, and available opportunities carry enormous weight in a person's financial life. So why talk about mindset? Because within what you can control, the way you think is the #1 factor. Researcher Thomas Corley studied the daily habits of 233 wealthy people and 128 people living in poverty for 5 years. His conclusions are clear. Patterns of thinking and behavior make a real difference, especially for those who started from the same starting point. Difference number 1, scarcity versus abundance. The first difference is the most fundamental, and it has to do with how you perceive the world. The poor mindset thinks money is scarce. If someone wins, someone else loses. There's not enough for everyone. The rich mindset thinks money is an abundant tool. If others succeed, I can also learn and grow. Psychologist Dweck from Stanford defines this as fixed mindset versus growth mindset. Her studies with over 30 years of research show that people with an abundance mindset see challenges as opportunities. People with a scarcity mindset see them as threats. What changes in practice? The person with a scarcity mindset feels envy when someone in their circle succeeds. The person with an abundance mindset feels inspired. One sees proof of what's possible. The other feels something is being taken from them. Study data. Corley found that 88% of wealthy people read at least 30 minutes a day to grow, versus only 2% of poor people. Actively seeking knowledge is a direct expression of the abundance mindset. Do you identify more with the scarcity or abundance mindset? Comment below honestly. Reading your answers helps me create better content. Difference number 2, short-term versus long-term. The second difference is about time. More specifically, how far ahead you're able to think. The poor mindset spends the paycheck before the end of the month, lives for today. Saving feels like an impossible sacrifice. The rich mindset thinks 5, 10, 20 years ahead, makes today's decisions thinking about who they want to be tomorrow. There's a famous psychology experiment, the marshmallow test. In the 1970s, psychologist Walter Mischel put children in front of a treat. He said, "You can eat it now, or wait 15 minutes and we'll give you 2. The children who waited had better jobs, better health, and greater financial well-being years later. The ability to delay gratification predicts long-term success. Robert Kiyosaki explains something similar. The poor mindset person buys first and saves what's left, which is almost never anything. The rich mindset person saves and invests first and lives on what remains. It's a completely different logic with the same money. Data. According to Corley studies, 94% of wealthy people save at least 20% of their income, while the majority of low-income people have no emergency savings at all. Difference number 3, victim versus responsibility. This difference can be uncomfortable, but it's the one that most impacts your ability to change your situation. The poor mindset says, It's the government's fault, my boss, the economy, my family. There's nothing I can do. The rich mindset says, there are things I can't control, but I have power over my decisions, my habits, and my reactions. Psychology calls this locus of control. People with an internal locus of control believe their actions determine their life. People with an external locus believe life happens to them. Studies from Columbia University show that internal locus of control is directly correlated with better mental health, higher income, and greater life satisfaction. Note, this doesn't mean denying real injustices. It means that within your circumstances, there is room to act. And the rich mindset focuses all its energy on that room. The poor mindset focuses energy on what it can't control and stays paralyzed. If you don't want to miss the next videos on finance and mindset, subscribe and hit the bell. We publish content you won't find anywhere else. Difference number 4, spending versus investing. The fourth difference can be summed up in one question: does your money work for you, or do you always work for your money? The poor mindset buys liabilities, luxury clothes, gadgets, status experiences to show off. Money goes out and doesn't come back. The rich mindset buys assets, invests in businesses, financial education, tools that generate more money. Kiyosaki explains it well. An asset is something that puts money in your pocket. A liability is something that takes it out. The poor mindset spends on liabilities believing they signal success. The rich mindset accumulates assets, even when they don't look impressive on the outside. And here's something studies confirm that might surprise you. Researcher Corley found that 80% of the millionaires he studied came from middle or lower class families. They didn't inherit wealth, they built it. How? Through constant financial education and the discipline to invest before spending. Data. T. Harv Eker, author of Secrets of the Millionaire Mind, documents that most lottery winners return to their original financial state within a few years. The mental pattern overrides any amount of money. Difference number 5, fear versus calculated action. And we arrive at difference number 5, the one I promised at the beginning. And in my opinion, it's the most transformative. The poor mindset lets fear paralyze it. What if I fail? It's not the right time. I'll wait till I'm more certain, and never acts. The rich mindset feels the same fear, but acts despite it. Failure is information, not the end of the road. Carol Dweck calls this the growth mindset, the belief that abilities can be developed. Those with this mindset treat mistakes as part of the process. Those with a fixed mindset avoid mistakes at all costs, and in doing so, avoid growth. The poor mindset seeks security. The rich mindset seeks learning. And paradoxically, whoever only seeks security ends up more insecure because they always depend on external factors. Whoever seeks learning builds skills no one can take away. Look at great entrepreneurs. None got there without failures. The difference isn't that they didn't fail. It's that when they failed, they analyzed, learned, and came back stronger. That's exactly what defines the rich mindset in the face of failure. Which of these 5 differences was the most impactful for you? Comment with the number. That helps me know what to go deeper on in the next video. Let's do a quick summary of everything we covered today. Difference number 1, scarcity versus abundance. How you perceive the world determines what you look for in it. Difference number 2, short-term versus long-term. Your time horizon defines your financial decisions. Difference number 3, victim versus responsibility. Whoever controls the narrative of their life controls their future. Difference number 4, spending versus investing. Assets versus liabilities. Smart money works for you. Difference number 5, fear versus calculated action. Acting despite fear is what separates those who move forward from those who wait. Now I want to leave you with a thought. None of these differences require you to have money to start. They're all shifts in perspective. And perspective is something you can work on starting today. The good news that the studies bring, and that often goes unsaid, is that mindset can change. Not overnight, but with practice, exposure to new ideas, and the right decisions, it changes. And when the mindset changes, and when actions change, reality changes. If this video opened your mind even a little, that's already a first step toward the rich mindset. The second step, share this video with someone who needs to see it. Before you go, 3 quick things. Subscribe if you haven't yet. Here we talk about personal finance, mindset, and real freedom. Comment which of the 5 differences was the most eye-opening for you. I read every comment. In the next video, we'll talk about the 7 daily habits of financially successful people. Hit the bell so you don't miss it. See you in the next one. Take care.